People and the results must still be taken care of to the same high standard. Whether it's a changes to the resources, a change to the enemy, a change to the equipment, or a change to the time, you and your team must master those conditions because the Army expects the same results and the nation deserves our best efforts. Captain Rose, I would wish you luck, but you simply don't need it. You are the right officer with the right training and absolutely the right cleanliness readiness group within the company to make your company and indeed this entire Combat Aviation Brigade even better. With that, I'll leave you with the gunfighters, demons, and always duty first.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outgoing Ghost Rider 6, Captain Christopher A. Marr.
Hello and good morning to everyone. I'd like to thank Colonel Morgan, Lieutenant Colonel Vetter and his wife Jen, Command Sergeant Major Lunsford for being here this morning. I'd also like to thank my wife and parents. I'd like to thank the gunfighters, friends of the gunfighters, and most important of all, the Ghost Riders for being here today and helping to make this very special occasion even more special by your presence. You know, as I took my standard 12-minute commute today, I thought to myself, wow, I have vastly underprepared for today's speech because I hadn't written any comments. So almost panicked, I turned and I looked to Alicia and I said, what should I talk about? She said, she turned to me and looked at me with those familiar eyes and that sweet Alabama smile, and she said, be sincere, be brief, and be seated. And I said, you need to quit reading Ben Franklin at night. And then she said, you need to quit writing poetry. But I promised her that I would be brief no matter how long that takes. So, thanks, baby. Colonel Morgan, you have provided this brigade with direction, helped us to focus on the small disciplines, resourced our needs, fought for and continue to fight for us relentlessly. But above all, you took great care in building a team of professionals, providing world-class aviation to supported units and ground forces while taking great care of soldiers and families. Thank you for leading this brigade as this humbled servant, sir. Lieutenant Colonel Vetter, you have been leading this battalion long before you took the colors as its commander. You and Jen have put an enormous amount of hard work, time, and love to build the gunfighters into the world's premier attack battalion. And you did so while always putting the companies and this battalion first. Your passion for the soldiers and their families, the mission, and our great nation has been invaluable. I cherish your mentorship, guidance, and ruthless pursuit of what right looks like. Alicia and I thank you. Alicia, my wife, I could not have made it through without your love and support. When I found out I was taking command, I went home and I told Alicia, and I said, guess what, you're going to be the FRG leader. And she looked at me and said, okay, well, do I have to speak in front of people? And I said, yes, of course. And then she slapped me. It might not have transpired like that. She tells it a little differently, but I assure you that's how it transpired. Baby, you've been my rock through the good times and the bad. You led the FRG with distinction, taking care of soldiers and families, and you did so while raising our daughter Amelia and enduring a summer pregnancy with our son Austin. You continue to amaze me. I love you. My parents, who are in attendance today, who were in attendance 20 months ago, and have been in attendance at every significant and insignificant event throughout my life, thank you. Thank you for putting up with me during my adolescence, throughout high school and college, and quite frankly, thank you for putting up with me until Alicia could straighten me back out. Thank you for the countless sacrifices, unwavering support, and for instilling the values of Christianity in me, and above all else, thank you for your love. This ceremony today is the conclusion of the past 20 months of my command with the Ghost Riders. But for me personally, it's the culmination of what will be almost 4 years at Fort Riley. Time spent as a platoon leader in Alpha Company, where I had the privilege to learn the right way to command a company and take care of soldiers under Captain Woodward and Captain Taylor, now both majors. Where MTPs like CW4 Tom Miller and CW3 Jay Johnson taught me how to be a professional aviator and focus on property, personnel, maintenance, because they told me I wasn't smart enough to focus on anything else yet. And Tom, for always being there even after I left Alpha Company, giving me that metaphorical slap in the face whenever he felt I needed it. Thanks, Tom. After my time as platoon leader, I reluctantly left the Alpha Company and moved to staff. But it's there that I realized what a privilege and honor it is to be part of a company in the fight. That the staff's job is to provide a service to the customer, and the customers are the companies. I learned from the likes of Major Morgan and Major Berryhill, two of the finest majors the Army has to offer. I got to work alongside some of the most capable captains, such as Captain Bolton, Captain Amley, and Captain Rose, names that have become a symbol of leadership, hard work, and dedication within the Gunfighter Battalion. Names that, to me, have become a symbol of friendship. And that IPs like Ron Porter and Phil Tharp would take a lowly interim Task Force S4 and verbally, physically, and mentally beat him down with aircraft systems, aerodynamics, 2-hour PPC sessions, and above all else though, taking the time to show what a warrant officer is, can be, can do, and how to effectively lead them. It's clear that any successes that can be attributed to me are not my own, but rather a direct reflection of everyone that invested the time and resources to take a somewhat tall, extremely good-looking captain from Texas and make him into a functioning member of the team. Similarly, from time to time, people compliment me on all the things that the Ghost Riders have done, that we've accomplished in this company. And I just kind of sit back and laugh, because anything that this company has accomplished has not been because of me. It's been because of the soldiers, the NCOs, the warrant officers, and the officers you see in front of you. And trust me, we've had our fair share of successes and hardships, like being the first company in the Army to build, test, evaluate, and validate the Army's new attack helicopter, the AH-64 Echo. As you can tell, it's this one over here. It looks very pretty. While simultaneously transferring out the older Delta models, only to find out we had to transfer out all the new models in order to revert back to the old models, some of which being the very aircraft that we transferred out just a year prior. That we had to do all this while going through several key inspections like the RAD, OBS, and arms inspection, all three being significant emotional events. That we stacked a battalion aerial gunnery, training with 3-1 IBCT at Fort Knox, a DES visit, a battalion-led air-ground integration cycle with 2-1 ABCT, a company FTX, change of command inventories, and simultaneous NTC preparations, back to back, to back to back, to back to back. Throughout all that tribulation and chaos, we were still able to achieve greatness, like becoming the Army's subject matter expert on the Echo model, briefing the likes of the Chairman and the Joint Chief of Staff on its capabilities. Or that we did all this while passing every inspection that was thrown our way with flying colors. That we not only qualified more crews than any other company during gunnery, but we did so while collectively earning the battalion's Top Gun honors. That we knew we were going to be challenged by our schedule, but that no DES visit, no training opportunity, no company internal issue would keep us from success. But I urge you, Charlie Company, do not rest on your accomplishments. Our work is not finished. Ronald Reagan said it best when he said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on from them to do the same. And nobody does the nation's business better than the Ghost Riders." To the crew chiefs, you are some of the toughest, most underpaid, under-recognized, hardest working soldiers I have ever known. Day in and day out, from 100-degree weather to -1 degree weather, even when the winds are so strong that helicopters are rolling over, literally. You are fixing aircraft, safely putting them in the sky. Thank you. The aviators, from the most junior that have taken pride in the smallest of duties, believed in the company and, more importantly, one another, and took the time to study and progress. Thank you. To the most senior, the ones that have been doing the battalion's work for some time now, developing subordinates and perfecting their craft, who can employ the aircraft better than anyone in the world and still take the time to share all their knowledge and experiences with the new crop, year after year. Thank you. CW2 Cordova, the company's acting SP for the past 9 months. He looks like he's 12. He has half as many years of experience, and then he operates at a level 4 times that. It's truly magnificent. I've never seen someone so smart, technically and tactically, with the interpersonal skills of a politician and the ability to teach, the way that he can explain something better than you've ever had it explained, and then retain it better than you've ever retained it. Truly magnificent. Thank you, Josh. First Sergeant. He's Charlie Company's lethal ninja, because First Sergeant is very quiet. He's so reserved, with nothing but the interests of this company at heart. From time to time, First Sergeant and I find ourselves laughing when reference is made about having your company orderly rooms take care of something. We have an orderly room in Charlie Company. It's First Sergeant and myself. But make no mistake, any successes were because I did whatever he told me to do. Thanks, Doc. The company is now left in the hands of a familiar gunfighter. Heck, a familiar ghostwriter at that. His first assignment was a Charlie Company platoon leader. He's coming home. He is the right man for the job. He will lead with distinction and fight the daily battles for this company. Billy, give them everything you've got. They deserve nothing less. Simply put, this company is great because of one another. Because collectively, we allow members of the team to do their job. We let experts be the experts. We built an environment where ideas are listened to, where good work is rewarded, and bad work is recalibrated privately and not exposed to public humiliation, where those who excel have the potential to move up and assume positions and rank of increased responsibility. A team where nobodies are somebodies, and somebodies become everybody, and everybody fights day in and day out for the nobodies. When I took command, I stood up here at this very podium in front of this company, and I said that this command was an honor and a privilege, and that I'm humbled. As I stand here now, I don't think I can find 3 words any more accurate to express how I feel. That every collective success and struggle that we have shared has been just that. It's been a privilege, an honor, and I remain humbled. Ghost Rider 6, out.